Okay, hello everyone. So welcome back to school. How are you today? Have you had your breakfast? Okay, great to hear that. So before we start with our lesson, please clean up your desk, put everything inside your bag, okay? Only leave your English textbook on the desk, okay? Okay, great everyone. Okay, now before we start with today's lesson, let's do some sharing session. Maybe you have anything. Do you have anything to share with me? Maybe you encounter any interesting facts while browsing through the internet, or it can be anything, or maybe your own experience. It can be anything. Oh, you went back to your hometown? Okay. How about you? Oh, you went to the water park? You went to the beach? You don't go anywhere? It's okay. It's okay. Looks like all of you had a great weekend. So now it's already Monday. Let's get back to school, okay? Okay, today's lesson gonna be for our reading, reading class. So our topic for today is second-hand shopping. Do you have any experience second-hand shopping, or can you give me anything that is related to second-hand shopping? Oh yes, bundle. Bundle is closely related to second-hand shopping, because when we shop at bundle, we are actually second-hand shopping, right? There's so many things you can get, right? Yes, true. Yes, second-hand shopping, basically we shop for used goods. It can be anything. Even though in Malaysia we are very familiar with the second-hand clothes, but second-hand shopping includes everything from your head to toe. It can be your scarf, it can be your spectacles, it can be your watch, your ring. It can be anything. You can get many things when you second-hand shop at a cheaper price actually. However, it depends on the value. If the things that you want to buy is something that has it has a sentimental value but has meaning behind that, it can be extremely pricey, but it's okay. So that is basically about second-hand shopping. For your information, for today's class, we are going to use a new reading strategy, which is scanning. So by the end of this lesson, you will be able to list down the importance of scanning, use scanning to find specific details, and lastly to identify the correct answer for all the questions. So those are the objectives for today. These are the articles and the worksheets that we will be using today. So the articles is about second-hand shopping, but not in Malaysia, but second-hand shopping in UK. You will see that there's a little bit different between second-hand shopping in Malaysia and UK from after you have read the text. And there are 7 comprehension questions altogether, and we are going to answer it in today's class. So for now, I'll be giving you 5 minutes to read or to skim this particular text before we start with our lesson. So as I said earlier, for today's class we will be going to use a new reading strategy, which is scanning. So what is scanning? Scanning is reading rapidly to find specific facts. It helps you when you use scanning. It helps you to find to locate specific facts in the text in a short time. Scanning. For last week we have learned about skimming, right? So skimming and scanning always used together. So since we have covered skimming last week, you can also apply what we learned before into this class. But I want you to focus more on scanning, because that is our goal for today. Actually, we use scanning in our daily life, but we do not realize it. For example, let's look at the poster. When you when you see a poster about an event, the first thing that comes to mind is when is the event and where is the event. So when you look at the poster, you will scan to find the information that you want to know. So let's look at this poster, car boot sales. So we want to know when is the event and where. So we will scan for the information that we want. So from the poster, we can see that the car boot sale is on 30 September and 1 October. Where? Star Avenue Lifestyle Mall. So that is actually scanning. We also use scanning when we shop. So let's look at the catalog, at the hypermarket catalog. So when you go to a hypermarket, you always have something you want to buy, right? So for example, today I want to buy chocolate. So I will go through the catalog and locate only chocolate. When I found it, I will read thoroughly about the chocolate so that I will know about the price and anything about the chocolate. So we also use scanning when we shop. Lastly, we also use scanning when we want to board public transport, because for example, let's look at the schedule. Let's say that I'm from Seoul and I want to go to Busan. I want to arrive Busan before 12. So I will scan through the schedule and find which train that will arrive Busan before 12. See, I have two options now, whether to board the train 115 or 117. So I will then pick the one that suits my schedule of the day. It's easy, right? We use scanning in our daily life without we realize it. So for today's lesson, we are going to learn on how to properly use scanning, especially for academic purposes. Next, let's move on to the benefits of scanning. First and foremost, scanning allows you to find information in a hurry. This is very useful in order for you to locate for definition, for statement, or even statistic, or even formula. Next, scanning also helps you to become a flexible reader, because reading for pleasure and reading for an exam is completely two different things. So when you are a flexible reader, you know the reading purpose and you know what to gain from the text. Next, reading also acts as a critical task-taking skill, in which it will help to reduce anxiety when taking a test. When you apply scanning strategy while answering the test, it will help you to reduce the time taking for the test, and the balance time can be used for you to revise all your answers. So we know the benefit of scanning, and we also know that we actually have used scanning in our daily life. But the question now is how to scan effectively. In order for you to scan effectively, you have to follow these simple steps. First and foremost, you have to know what you are looking for. Decide on a few keywords or phrases, so you will be able to find those keywords and phrases while reading the text. However, you must remember to only search for one keyword at a time, because if you cram too much things at one time, your mind will go blank. And also use your finger while going through the text. And when you catch important phrases, stop reading and please reread thoroughly. Please reread thoroughly at the section that you found the important phrase just now. So it's very easy, very simple. Know what you are looking for. Decide on a phrase. Look for only one keyword or phrase at a time, and use your finger while reading. Stop reading when you catch important phrases, and lastly, reread thoroughly the section that you found the important phrases. So these are the text, the articles, and the comprehension question that we are going to use for today's class. Now, let's answer the first question together. We will use the scanning strategy in order to help us answering this question. So, the first question, how do charity shops use the money they make? When we read through the articles before, we have identified that there are 3 sections in this article, right? Which is charity shop, car boot sale, and swap shop. The first question is about charity shop. So, immediately you will know that you have to focus on the charity shop section to find the answer for the first question. So, now this is the first section. This is the charity shop section. What we have to do now is to decide on a keyword. So, in my opinion, I want to use the keyword money. So, I will go. Let's go through this text together. Use your finger while scanning the text, and stop when you catches important phrases. So, yes, now we found the answer. The money is used to help people in need. So this is the answer to the question just now, right? Now let's properly put the answer in a sentence. So to answer the first question, the answer is the charity shops use the money they make to help people in need. So this is the answer for the first question. So when you apply scanning strategy, when you apply scanning strategy, it helps you to reduce time, right? You can get the answer in a shorter time. So now, what I want all of you to do is to answer all the questions. However, if you have any question regarding the text or even the question, just raise up your hand and I will immediately go to you. Okay guys, well done, great job. So all of you have finished answering the question and we also have discussed the answers. So just to recap, scanning is basically a strategy that helps you to find specific information in a limited time. And remember, when you use scanning, you are allowed to not to read every single words on the text. So I hope that you will be able to use this strategy when answering your test or even in your daily life. As I said earlier, scanning is not limited to just for text. It can be for anything. You can use scanning even in your daily life. So that's all from me. And thank you. And see you in the next class.